Today, I'm going to talk to you about some pros and cons of living in Miami Beach. And I'm going to get started right now. Hey everyone, my name is Jamey Prezzi. I'm a real estate agent in Miami-Dade and Broward counties. And today I'm going to talk to you about some pros and cons of living in Miami Beach. But first, before I get started, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another update. We do put out new videos every week. Also, use the link in our information box and download our free guides today. Be sure to save that link because I update that guide all of the time and I add new market reports and just new interesting information for you all the time. So if you've already downloaded it and you lost it, feel free to do it again. Also, if you would like to schedule a chat with me, you can use the Calendly link in the information box, and also feel free to call or text me with that information as well. There are a lot of ways to reach out to us if you have any questions. Okay, so let's get started. Miami Beach is a barrier island off the mainland of Miami-Dade County. Miami Beach is a very well-known community. Very often people will group the name Miami and Miami Beach together, but like I always remind people, they are not the same. They are two different cities within the county of Miami-Dade. Let's just start with the cons. Now, the cons I'm going to go over today are traffic, humidity, cost of living, parking, and tourists and events. So the first con I'm going to talk to you about is the traffic. Because Miami Beach is located on a barrier island, the way you access the beach is through by several bridges. And these bridges, they connect Miami, the mainland, to Miami Beach. And then we also have the smaller bridges, like for instance, the Venetian Causeway, that is also a connection from the mainland of Miami to Miami Beach. And then off of those bridges, some of them, like for instance, this is the Venetian Causeway, there's also some single family home neighborhoods. On the Venetian Causeway, for instance, there is even a drawbridge. So if that bridge opens, the traffic stops, and that can create a bit of traffic. On the main bridges, there can be accidents, just an influx of traffic from the events, and just, holidays, people want to come and use the beach. So this can be one of the cons about living in Miami Beach is you really do have to plan your day. Obviously, we do have, typical everyday rush hour as well. And, that can just create a bit of traffic getting back and forth on and off the beach. You really do have to know what time the traffic sort of builds throughout the day and really try to plan your day around that. Another con that we have in Miami Beach is the humidity and the weather. Now, I think it's kind of a pro, but some people think it's a con because it can be very hot here most of the year. And we also have a really high humidity. I think it's beautiful here, but listen, sometimes you go on the beach and it is super, super hot. I would always recommend to carry an umbrella on the beach. And sometimes I know when people are looking at properties, they are not used to the humidity, and we can be walking around and, people are like, wow, the humidity, I had no idea it's that hot. So it can be. Also, we do have weather here. Sometimes throughout the seasons, we can have really bad tropical storms or hurricanes. The hurricane season starts towards the end of the summer into the fall, and then that goes away. And then the rest of the year, the weather is really nice, but it's still hot and humid. Another con about living in Miami Beach is the cost of living. In comparison to some other large cities, Miami Beach is still an affordable neighborhood for luxury real estate. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at these prices. But overall, in terms of pricing compared to other neighborhoods around Miami-Dade County, Miami Beach is one of the more expensive neighborhoods or cities to live in. I wanted to show you a comparison of three popular areas. Typically, when I have buyers who are not super familiar with the area, they'll choose the South Beach, South of 5th neighborhood of Miami Beach. So I'll use the 33139 zip code just to cover all of South Beach, Brickell, and downtown Miami. And this is for newer buildings from the year 2000 and up. And I'm going to be doing a comparison of two-bedroom condominiums. So you can see in Miami Beach, the average sold price over the last 6 months was 1.8 million, with the highest being 12.9 million. And then Brickell is 693, huge difference, right? With two-bedroom condos as well. And the high is 7 million. And then for downtown Miami, the average is 687 and the high is 19.5 million. That highest sold property, just to know, in downtown Miami was a building known as 1000 Museum. That building will definitely set some records in that neighborhood, mainly because it's a branded building by a very famous architect named Zaha Hadid, and it is a super, super luxury building. And just to put into perspective, remember that this is just an average. It pulls together the average throughout all these different neighborhoods that I've put together for you. There can obviously be highs and lows and many different price points. Maybe more luxury properties were sold at that time. But it's just important to know that Miami Beach, because it is on an island and obviously we have the beach factor involved, can be a bit more expensive than some other neighborhoods throughout the city. Another con about living in Miami Beach, and this can also sort of go along with the cost of living, and that is parking. And we're on an island, so there are only so many places where cars can park. So parking spaces, especially if you're looking to buy a property here or even rent, they're commodities, and the cost of having a property that has a parking space can be a little bit more. And if you need a second or third space, you definitely need to make sure that you talk to the building and find out what's included and what's not included. Many buildings here, especially the luxury buildings, they do have valet services. Some buildings charge for them, some don't. Some buildings allow you to have one parking space plus an extra valet space if you need it from time to time. So those are just things that you really have to check out with every single individual building, because it's not a standard practice for every single building. Every building has their own rules and regulations for parking. Next, this also goes along with traffic. Throughout the year, it can feel a little touristy sometimes because there are a lot of events that happen. I would say, obviously, if you are closer to the neighborhoods where there are a lot of hotels, you are going to feel that a lot more, because our convention center really draws some very big crowds throughout the year. And so if you are living right next to the convention center and hotels that are also working in conjunction with the convention center in terms of the events, you can feel like you are sort of in a tourist zone versus some of the more residential areas of Miami Beach where there aren't so many hotels. It will feel more residential most of the year. You'll just feel the impact when it comes to the traffic. So those were the cons. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about the pros. Number one, the weather. Two, different types of properties. Three, the beach. Four, park spaces. And five, culture and lifestyle. So let's start with the weather. So in the previous slides, I was talking a little bit about the weather and how that's a con, but a lot of people really move here for the beautiful weather. It is a gorgeous city. I mean, look at this. This is a single family home neighborhood. And then also directly across, you have the beach, and you have condominiums that are on the beach. It's just beautiful. You can go boating. You can be on the beach. You can go onto the ocean. I mean, there are just so many different activities. And because we have beautiful weather here most of the year, you can really spend your time outdoors a lot. And yes, the beach does look this crystal blue a lot. And everyone loves it. It's so pretty here. So there's a huge range of pricing in Miami Beach because there are many different types of properties. And you can see from this slide here, I mean, you have older condominiums, older single family homes. There are also high-rise luxury condominiums. We have waterfront properties, non-waterfront properties. Within the single family home neighborhood, there are super huge luxury mansion properties. There are also tear down properties that might be a little bit more affordable. So there are many different types of properties for many different types of budgets within our city. Next, the beach. Now, this is one of the best things about living in Miami Beach is the beach. You have very quick access to our beach. And I mean, this beach is just, it's incredible. It's a beautiful, beautiful beach that we get to use all year long. I think when we had the COVID shutdown, that was the one thing everyone was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get back to the beach and be outside. And we really enjoy the beach, and locals use the beach all the time. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful space. Next, park spaces. I don't think I took as much advantage of those park spaces until we had our little one, because we're outside all the time with him. And we really use these spaces a lot. This is the South Point Park, and it is in the luxury neighborhood of South of 5th in Miami Beach. And it is just a beautiful park system. You can't really see so much detail here, mainly because of all the trees, which is really nice because that offers a lot of shade away from the heat and the sun. There are many different park and recreational systems throughout the entire Miami Beach, and many activities. A lot of the activities are at a discount to local residents of Miami Beach. And we have tennis courts, there's an ice hockey ring. I mean, there's just a lot of different gymnastics, baseball, football. I mean, just a lot of different, and of course, soccer. You know, my son plays soccer like crazy. So a lot of different activities. And next, the culture and lifestyle. You really have to come to Miami Beach to get a feel of what it's like to live here. It's sometimes very hard to explain because I think people see it on TV a lot and then they have this one vision. But overall, living here is just, it's a really beautiful community. It's very international. It's very interesting because it's very unlike most of the United States. And it just has sort of this like culture and lifestyle that is just always bubbling. We have a very big art scene here. There's just so much to do in this city. Beautiful restaurants. And the restaurants here are just amazing. There's restaurants all throughout the city, not just Miami Beach, but there's just a lot of opportunity and beautiful spaces throughout our city. It's very connected to downtown Miami and Brickell. This is a shot from Brickell Key overlooking Brickell. And then this is downtown Miami looking at the marina and Bayfront Park in downtown Miami. So those are the pros and cons of living in Miami Beach. I hope that you found that helpful. If you have more questions, we are always here to be a resource for you. My name is Jamey Prezzi. This is my husband, Ognjen Prezzi. You can find us online on Instagram at the Prezzis, and feel free to reach out and call us or text or, follow us online. And we hope to get to know you, and we will see you soon.